In this video, I'm going to show a few basic ways that we can interact with features in a feature class in ArcGIS Pro. For this example, I'm using data that I downloaded from the Virginia Department of Wildlife Resources, specifically data related to their wildlife management areas, otherwise known as WMAs. So in this map, I've included WMA boundaries, roads, and facilities. The first thing I'm going to do is just simply zoom in to a particular wildlife management area. And let's find out something about this management area. We can go to Explore, click on the polygon, and a pop-up window shows us attributes associated with that wildlife management area. So we can see its name is Powhatan, we can see how big it is, we can see that there's a website we can go to find out more, etc. So these are all attributes that come out of the attribute table of that feature class. We can turn on the roads and the facilities and see what's there. In this case, I'm going to turn the roads back off because I'm really interested in what types of facilities are at this wildlife management area. Now, if we open the attribute table for facilities, that's by right-clicking and then choosing attribute table, we can see down here that there's 1,243 total records. That's across the whole state, across all wildlife management areas. That's not specific to this particular wildlife management area. So I want to know about the ones right here. And to do that, one easy way is to simply select by rectangle. I'm left-clicking, holding, and dragging this rectangle to completely enclose the wildlife management area. And when I release it, all the features there are selected. So now when I open up that same attribute table, I can see the highlighted records are the ones that are at Powhatan Wildlife Management Area. And I can toggle the table so that I only show those records. So you can see all of those are at Powhatan. And there's 53 of them. So there's total of 1,243 records across the entire state and all the wildlife management areas. There's 53 that are specifically in Powhatan Wildlife Management Area. And I am going to sort by type so that I can quickly gauge what types of facilities are at this WMA. So I can see there's boat ramps, there's closed gates, there's fishing piers, kiosks, and parking. Okay, good to know. So I'm going to close this table again. I'm going to clear the selection. Now, since I'm a kayaker, I am particularly interested in where the boat ramps are. So how do I mean, all these facilities right now are symbolized the same way. I could symbolize by type, but a quick and dirty way to find out where the boat ramps are is to simply select by attributes. And so I'm selecting the facilities where the type is equal to boat ramp. Hit OK. So now they're highlighted so I can see it looks like there's 4 of them on this wildlife management area. I can right-click and look at that table again. There's 14 across all of Virginia. If we wanted to restrict the table even farther so that we only see the boat ramps that are at Powhatan, we can change that selection criterion. We can add another clause. We can say the WMA is equal to Powhatan. Okay, so now we're looking for boat ramps that are in Powhatan Wildlife Management Area. And now we can see that there's only 4 of them. Cool. Clear that again. Now, what if we want to make a map that only shows the boat ramps and we don't want all those other facilities cluttering our view? To do that, we actually have to establish a definition query. We put that on to the layer. So we right-click on the layer, we go Properties, we can choose Definition Query, and we can construct the query the same way we did when we were selecting by attributes. So we say where the type is equal to boat ramp. And I'm not going to restrict it to any particular WMA. I'm just going to apply it so you can see boat ramps across the entire state. Okay, now you see those other facilities have gone away. We didn't delete them. They're still in the data set. They haven't gone anywhere. They've just been hidden because of the definition of query that we applied. I can turn that definition query back off. All the facilities are back. I can turn it back on. Now it's restricted to boat ramps again. I'm going to go ahead and rename this now. Since it's not all facilities, I'm going to name this boat ramps. And I'm going to change the symbology as well so that it's a little more informative intuitively. So I'm going to go to symbology. And the gallery, I'm actually going to click and type boat and see what I come up with. Here's various boat-like symbols. I'm going to go with this one. And there. So now you can see boat ramps symbolized with a little boat. But if we go into the catalog, I can see that facilities shapefile is there. Remember, this layer is based on that shapefile. You can see the source is this facilities.shape. So if I add facilities.shape back to the current map, you can see all the facilities are still there. And apply a different definition query where the type is, let's see, I want to know where the parking is. Okay. And I'm going to call this parking. And I am going to change the symbology of that as well. We can type in parking and see what we come up with. That looks reasonable. There's parking. Okay, so now I can see both the parking and the boat ramps at this wildlife management area. I've created two layers from the same data set. The data set is a feature class called facilities, but I've created two layers with totally different names and totally different symbology. They are still based on that same feature class, which is facilities.